earlier this week, one of this channel's leaks was independently confirmed once again, this time specifically that Zen 7 will indeed be using the TSMC A14 node that I leaked it'd be using a year ago. And I mentioned this at the start of this video for two very important reasons. Number one, that's really aggressive. AMD is on 4 nanometer with the majority of their products right now, and that means that in just like 2-3 years from now, there'll already be 2 full nodes better. They are on the bleeding edge. And that's important to mention because it backs up what I've been saying about Zen 6 that will be launching either at the end of this year to desktop or the beginning of next year, as I'm about to show you with a quote from a source here. I know people have doubted that AMD would go this aggressive with some combination of N2P and an N2X node, but they're going to A14 with Zen 7. In the middle of that is the most advanced version of N2 that they can get their hands on. I think this leads more credence to that. But additionally, just in general, the second thing here, this is why you should take these leaks seriously. You know, I can't, unfortunately, always show you a full Intel roadmap because sometimes it's just not safe for my sources, but you know, even if with those A14 things, I couldn't always show you every little thing I was saying on some roadmap, take it seriously. And therefore, take seriously the exciting news that I'm putting on screen here, and that is that the B0 stepping of Zen 6 Powderhorn, that is the high-frequency desktop variant of Zen 6 that will come to AM5 with insane clock speeds, it was taped out this month. Yes, it's already been taped out. And this should be the final stepping. Now that means that it's technically possible to launch Zen 6 desktop by the end of this year. However, that would assume everything goes absolutely perfectly, and thus for now, my source would suggest that Q1 of 27 is the most likely launch period. But again, Q4 is possible. Oh, and Zen 6 X3D is also in B0, and thus could launch concurrently with Zen 6. You could have Zen 6, Zen 6 X3D, the full lineup ready to go, at least within the same couple of months of the launch period, I am told. And this is something I think everybody was hoping AMD would finally start doing for generations now. And it seems like, to hold off Nova Lake, they will be doing this. And by the way, the B0 thing, remember, the 7900 XTX was A0 silicon. It's like the first draft, and that they were able to launch it. And so B0 for AMD, they're not Intel. That means this is definitely probably final silicon here. They never want to go to C again. This has been a big initiative behind the scenes at AMD. They want to get things done the first or second try and not waste time. And so, yeah, I think we could see a rush December launch for low volume or some paper launch, or indeed, you know, early next year, we will probably see a full rollout of the Zen 6 consumer family, not just laptop, but desktop as well. And I think the whole decision of whether they rush it out this year or not, and by that I mean maybe just a paper launch to get reviews out, is if they're threatened by Nova Lake. I think AMD is moving at breakneck speed, but they'll relax a little bit if they think Nova Lake won't beat the 9950 X3D2 and 9850 X3D in gaming. But if they think Nova Lake will, I do believe they're going to try to get some sort of reviews out this year. And like I just showed you, it seems like it's plausible they could do that. But, you know, speaking of Nova Lake, yeah, Intel's going to be at Computex, and there's a chance they could show off Nova Lake Silicon, because I know they really want to get that out this year. And because of that, and because AMD, as I just showed you, has Zen 6 Silicon, desktop silicon in the labs right now, I wanted to rush this leak out Friday because I can't discount the fact that, or the chance, I should say, that Lisa Su might go on stage or whatever they do, you know, at Computex, release some video of her holding the physical silicon. And so definitely watch this Computex. I'm not promising AMD will show it off. I'm not sure they will at all, but it's plausible. A lot of things are plausible, like my N1X leak of NVIDIA showing off their first laptop silicon. And so I think this is going to be a very exciting Computex. And yeah, I also want to tease a few more things about Zen 6, Zen 7, and actually even Zen 8. But first, I have to give you an ad from Micro Center. That's right, this piece of content is sponsored by Micro Center. And right now you can check out their Apple Savings Month through the link below. You can also get a free flash drive at their Austin location or their North Jersey store, and you just have to go. You don't need to be a new customer. You don't need to buy anything. Just go to the store, sign something, and get a free 128 gigabyte flash drive. Additionally, there's a link below for Micro Center News. Check that out to support the channel and make sure you don't miss any of the new stuff they have coming. And otherwise, thanks to Micro Center once again for sponsoring this content. And let us get back to the video. So, A few final things before I go, because I actually don't have a lot of time today, but I really wanted to get this leak out. I'm sure all of you are saying, what node does Zen 6 use? You're kind of cagey. The latest you said this, and you've been saying it's supposed to use N2X. Yes, all documents I saw last year said that Zen 6 would use N2X on desktop and that they would try to hit 7 gigahertz. As of late, all I can say is I'm still not exactly sure what iteration of node they will be on. And I say that because, as I pointed out in other videos, N2X seems to be a bit delayed, but I don't know. Maybe they have some almost N2X. Maybe they're getting N2X silicon out early or something. Either way, I still cannot 100% confirm what the final node is at the stage. I can only tell you that last year, every document said N2X, and that they were confident they could get around 7 gigahertz. We'll still have to see if that pans out. Now, as for Zen 7, this is weird. From what I read, Zen 7, a couple iterations of the CCDs should tape out before the end of this year. I won't say which month or day because, I don't want to be too specific with things that far out, but Zen 7 seems well on track, and yet I see other documents suggesting that they're probably going to hold the desktop X3D release for early 2028. I could see some sort of paper launch, maybe in end of 27, but I don't know why they would do that. If they're going to launch Zen 6 beginning of next year, or, at end of this year is basically early next year, I still think they have no reason to rush out Zen 7. And so I think early mid 2028 is when you're probably going to see it. Again, if they're threatened by Intel. If they're not, who knows? Maybe they hold it for the end of that. And then another interesting thing is that Zen 8 is supposed to tape out, I'll say, less than 3 years from now. And so that's a product that should be launching with AM6 in 2029 or 2030. And all of this is to say, I don't know if it will happen. Maybe they will just be a little relaxed. Maybe Intel won't push them that much. Maybe AMD will just sit there and go, you know what? We don't need to worry. We can just take our time and have a 2-year cadence. But from what I am seeing here, looking over their documents and like where things are being positioned, it seems to me that if AMD like really, really wanted to, they could probably go back to like a 1.5-year cadence if Intel threatens them. And at the end of the day, then, it is ultimately all up to Intel. But of course, the good news on that front, if you missed my recent Intel leaks, is that Intel also seems to want to do that, as I put out in a video that I think hasn't gotten enough attention. Like, I confirmed in a recent video that Intel is getting rid of E-cores, bringing back hyper-threading, going with a relentless cadence. Intel is actually looking to have Nova Lake out before the end of this year, and then also try to get Razor Lake out before the end of next year, and then have Titan Lake after that, Hammer Lake after that. Yes, they all share the same sockets besides Titan Lake, which is mobile only. And so I guess what I'm saying is it's up to Intel if AMD goes back to the relentless cadence they had with Zen 1 plus 2 and 3, where if I remember correctly, 17 we saw Zen 1, Zen Plus 2018, Zen 2 2019, Zen 3 2020. I think if AMD really wanted to, they could go back to almost that aggressive of a cadence. Not quite as much as that, but pretty close. And it's all going to depend on if what we see from Intel's roadmaps holds true. If they actually get Nova Lake out this year, if it actually beats all of Zen 5 in gaming, they actually get Razor Lake out and it performs well next year. And so, yeah, I'm really hoping they do that. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I just wanted to get this one out there very quickly before we all headed off for the weekend. And if you enjoyed it, please, of course, make sure that you like, share, hype, and comment down below for this video. All of that stuff helps a ton. And on top of that, also, please make sure that you are subscribed to the Moore's Law is Dead YouTube channel. As usual, when I check the analytics, a significant amount of you aren't subscribed. It does help my videos get recommended if a video gets a ton of likes and subs as well for it. So please do make sure you're subscribed, and also consider joining the Moore's Law is Dead Patreon. The next guest will be Ed Zitron. You'll be able to ask him questions after Computex. We'll be talking about how much of the AI stuff at Computex was nonsense, how much of it wasn't, if the AI bubble is going to pop soon. And also, if you join the Patreon, actually, even at the lowest tier right now, you can ask Ed Zitron questions next week, but you also get access to the latest Die Shrink, which is an hour-long discussion about what it means to be a console generation. Is it when it comes out? Is it just an arbitrary time? Is that what defines what a generation is? Is it the experience? Is it the games? Is it raw performance increases? Or is it actually not the raw performance? Is it actually a new capability? All of that is there for those who are interested in the console coverage. But for everybody else, Thank you for watching.